Hello, hello, hello. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to Reading Beyond the Book Cover, where we stay reading beyond the book's cover. Come on in. My name is Jaleesa. Again, welcome if you're first time here, and welcome back if you're returning. I'm so excited to have you all here for another episode of Road to Review for Mrs. Wiggins, which is the first book in the Lexington, Alabama series by Mary Monroe. I had intended to do chapters 8 through 11 earlier this week actually, but I decided to just do the blog post alone. Usually I do a blog post, Instagram post. Then I also do a podcast upload for, so far I've done two, and I wanted to keep the momentum, but last week on Thursday we actually had our first live weekly discussion for chapters 1 through 25 of Mrs. Wiggins, and I didn't want to overdo it as far as stretching myself too thin, so I only posted the blog post, and I told myself that in the near future I would be recording the audio for the blog, and that's what I'm doing right now. So in case you missed it, have a look at the previous episodes. There are two total. One of them is from chapters 1 through 4, and then the one before this one now is chapters 5 through 7. And if you want to go back even further, as far as the blog post that started it all, you can go and check out the announcement blog post as well as the YouTube video. I will make sure that I link or leave the links down below, either in the show notes or in the description box. And I hope that I somehow intrigue you to join in, because we're having a fun time. Like the discussion that we had on last Thursday, or this Thursday rather, was fun. It was full of laughs, different perspectives. We were able to break down some of the themes that are prevalent in the book. There's a main one, which is deception, and I think that so far the people in the Facebook group in particular, that's what I'm talking about, that's where the most activity as well as the only activity is right now, even though I have a Fable and I also have a Discord. The Facebook group is where it's popping, like everybody is there. So if you do want to join in and you want to be a part of the community, the Buddy Reads with Reading Beyond the Book Cover, please pop on by. We'd be happy to have you. But yeah, we had a really good time. I think that this can only go upward from here, but I think that the people that are in the group are enjoying the book so far. A lot of readers were they had to catch themselves because they already had read ahead, and me, I was trying to stick with the schedule, so of course I was spoiled for a couple of things, but I don't mind, and I don't really make a big deal of it, but I do kind of gently remind everyone, hey y'all, I ain't read here yet. I ain't read that far, like, but it's okay. But before we jump into chapters 8 through 11, I want you all to go and get you a bottle of water. If not a bottle, go and get you some water or whatever beverage that you prefer. Hopefully it's something that's hydrating and nourishing. And then come on back, and we're going to go ahead and jump into chapters 8 through 11. It shouldn't take too long. I know I always say that because I'm pretty long-winded, but it shouldn't take too long. I'm going to try to stick as close as possible to the actual blog post, but you know how I am. I usually add my little 2 cents and I'll be off on a tangent, per usual. But see you in a bit. Okay, so we're back. Hopefully you have your water or your beverage. And we're going to go ahead and jump into chapters 8 through 11. Okay, so boom. Maggie arrives in Needham, and she thinks that she's going to have some luck with this man named Scotty. She has an intimate moment with him, demonstrating her inexperience with the horizontal tango. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Furthermore, her encounter with Scotty shames her and drives her to retreat home early. Her experience at the Needham bar leads Maggie back to square one, and she dares not return there, for she is afraid of running into Scotty again. This man was rather aggressive, and he was mean. He has a hot mouth. She voices this to Hubert, and he suggests that she venture to a Mobile bar Mobile, Alabama, where men outnumber the women 5-1. And he suggested this because his uncle Roscoe had suggested it. So, sticking with the plan, Maggie makes her way to Mobile, and just her luck, she meets a man named Randolph Webb with two B's, Webb. And it's funny because his name is very fitting. She snags him with a story under her bar hopping alias, Louise. As Louise, Maggie presents herself as a woman driven to move back in with her parents because her husband recently broke up with her. Her purpose at the bar is to escape loneliness from the breakup and to meet men outside of town because her parents are very religious. So Randolph, he eats the story up and he quickly reveals that his spouse left him too. Somewhere in their conversation, he also mentions that he has 7 children. So, Maggie's ears perked up when she heard that. So Maggie hangs on to this fact and jumps at the opportunity to spend time with Randolph outside the saloon in the privacy of his home. To her surprise, Randolph's home is clean and organized. Remember, his wife left him, so she's like, I don't know what his house is going to look like, but she's very surprised that he is clean and organized. So given his current relationship status, she assumed differently. As if he wasn't a good catch already, she's enjoying Randolph's company more than expected. So progressing from the couch to the bedroom, Maggie eventually sleeps with Randolph more than once. And surprise, surprise, she may have enjoyed it. And so this thought scares Maggie and tests her fixed idea that sex cannot be enjoyable. So keeping these feelings in mind, she puts all her eggs in one basket and continues to visit Randolph regularly. So much so that the neighbors are talking and word has gotten back to Maggie's parents. So during her visit, they attempt to remind her that she is someone's wife and she should carry herself as such. So Maggie, she's grown. She appeases them only after reminding them that, hey, I'm grown, and I will do as I please. So after visiting her parents, Maggie immediately visits Randolph, increasing her chances of conceiving, and she's hopeful that it will happen soon because with each visit with Randolph, it's becoming riskier. Randolph is becoming clingier, and his expectation of spending more time with Maggie has her pressed. So count me in too, y'all, because I'm tired of Randolph. He's sweet, but he doesn't understand space. Right. So let me know how you feel about chapters 8 through 11. It was very interesting. As soon as Randolph was introduced, I was happy and hopeful. But then when he started to become clingy, I was like, ugh, I got really cringy. I'm going to be back in a moment. And we're going to go through the things that made me go, in these chapters. It's not too much, but just a couple of things that I wanted to note. Be back in a moment. Hold on tight. All right, y'all. We're back with things to make me go, or things that made me go, rather. So I'm curious about why the enjoyment of sex sparks fear in Maggie. I wonder if she's afraid for herself or her marriage. What do you say? Maggie's parents had a point, but their delivery could have been better. What do you think? And Randolph's clinginess might become a problem down the line. I think Maggie might be playing with more fire by continuing to see him. What say you? So, you guys, look for me in your rearview mirror. This is another wrap-up, of sorts, of chapters 8 through 11 of Mrs. Wiggins, the first book in the Lexington, Alabama series by Mary Monroe. So it's the 3rd installment in the road to review. I'm so excited that you all are here with me on this journey of finishing all 3 books in this series. And until next time, I want you to continue to drink your water. Try to have the day that you deserve. Mind the business that is yours always. And continue reading beyond the book's cover. I'll see you all in the next Road to Review. Bye.